And that's the other reason I wanted to call was Trump's Syria strikes. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of people calling tonight about that, since it just came on the internet everywhere, where he's launching attack against another country without a single shred of proof being given to the American people after one or two previous attacks have been shown to be false. And it's just, I mean, there needs to be 100 million people on the White House lawn right now. The whole country needs to be going to the White House until they stop. I mean, how can you attack another country in our name and not show us that there was cause to do so in the first place? And it goes against his entire, I mean, he's been saying, no, we need to bring our troops home. We don't need to launch. How many times did he say we don't need to launch Syria? And then he just, I mean, the guy's like a mental patient, or he's deliberately being evil. I can't make up my mind. I mean, is he this stupid or is he just this evil? Which one is it? I can't even tell anymore.
Wow.
So I don't know, man. I just don't, I can't, I mean, I have, you know, I've connected so many people, Tim, like you, like the people like Momo, Jennifer Vickers, Tim Canova, and I mean, all these people who are really trying to do what we're supposed to be doing. Right. And that is change from, you know, shake off that last bit of barbarism that human beings have had since our inception and start to respect life. I mean, there's so many people pushing for change. I think that is the moment of truth when our species finally starts to respect the life of everybody else around us. I think that's what maybe an outside civilization might be waiting on. I think that's the moment that they're waiting on, that change for us to finally decide whether we're going to be good or evil as a whole. And I see so many people pushing for that moment. And I mean, millions and millions of people, all our whole group, I mean, probably everybody listening to the show and the friends of everybody else listening to the show. All those people are the good people pushing for that. And we've got 100 people in Congress that are freaking retarded. So, I don't know, man. That's it. I'm just going to let it go there, Tim. I appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you, Dave. Goodness gracious. Terrific, man. Terrific. Amazing. Okay, so Dave just alerted me that we did send strikes into Syria. This is the Clinton News Network. CNN says Trump, U.S., France, and U.K. launch strike on Syria. All right. President Trump announced on Friday he ordered strikes on the Syrian regime in response to a chemical weapons attack last weekend. I ordered the U.S. armed forces to launch precision strikes on targets associated with the chemical weapon capabilities of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad. Witnesses told CNN that they had heard explosions in the capital city of Damascus and that they began while Trump was making his address. U.S. aircraft, including B-1 bombers and ships, were used in the attack, according to multiple defense officials. Trump said that he decided to take action because last weekend's action by Bashar Assad was a significant attack against his own people and not the actions of a man. They are crimes of a monster instead. Trump said the strikes were in coordination with France and the UK, adding that the purpose of the campaign is to establish a strong deterrent against the production, spread, and the use of chemical weapons. Wow. The combined American, British, and French response to these atrocities will integrate all instruments of our national power, military, economic, and diplomatic, Trump said. UK Prime Minister Theresa May said in a statement that she authorized British armed forces to conduct coordinated and targeted strikes to degrade the Syria regime's chemical weapons capability and deter their use. Trump indicated the strikes will continue until the Syrian regime use of chemical weapons ends. We are prepared to sustain this response until the Syrian regime stops its use of prohibited chemical agents. Wow. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, folks. It's done again. It's done again. You know, what's horrible about this is the number of Americans, I'm sure, who feel like this was the right thing to do. The ones that, you know, they don't. All right. 562, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Tim Black, how you doing? This is Marvin from California. How you doing?
Marvin, my man, how you doing?
All right. Hey, I'm going to be real short today. Hey, what's up, Dave from Stone Mountain and Wolfpack, Momo Pimeno. I love that shirt that Tim showed off. Man, with this Syria thing, you know, I'm being little, you know, playful but serious at the same time, man. I wish there was another country on this planet Earth that had the balls to call on a precision strike on the United States, specifically in Flint, because of the way Flint residents have been poisoned by the United States government. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. We're not world police, the United States, and we put this massive propaganda out that we're for freedom and democracy, but we've for the last 100 years, the United States has been dismantling freedom and democracy across the world, you know, and forming it into a version of quote unquote democracy that is totally contradictory to what they put out. You know what I'm saying? Elections. Why isn't there another country on this planet Earth that's willing to call for the UN to come to the United States and actually take over the election process in this country? You know what I mean? But we want to criticize a third world, quote unquote, third world country because of a supposed sham election. Come on now. This is just crazy. I think to a degree of what Dave was saying, in my personal opinion, I think Trump is a shitty human being, but I don't think he's any more evil than anybody else necessarily. I think it's just the warmongers that's behind him, the military industrial complex. Trump, obviously, I mean, everybody's seen the tweets that he put out on Obama that we need to pull out, we need to do this, we need to do it now. How does he change in a 180 now? Because he's coerced. The president is a puppet and has been a puppet for a long time. You know, it's the corporations, defense contractors, and all of that that's really in the heads of the government. You know what I'm saying? All of our elected officials are shams. Like I said, this country needs the UN to conduct all elections. If you want to talk about the comparisons between chemical, lead is a poison, just like chlorine is, then some bombs need to be dropped on government buildings in Flint. You know what I'm saying? If we have the quote unquote moral compass and justification to bomb another country that we're not even at war with over something that is accused by that their head of state did to their own people, and like I said, and we can do that without justification, without even going to Congress to authorize all this stuff, then it's should be game on for another country to do the same. I'm not sitting up here before anybody tries to know who's this dude Marvin. I'm not anti-America, anti-home. This is my country. You know what I'm saying? I'm black. This is definitely my country. You know what I'm saying? And I got, you know, family history, just like every other black person in this country that's descended from the slaves. This is our country too. So it's not necessarily that I'm anti it. It's just that if you want to call a spade, you got to be willing to be called out. And that's all this is. Peace.
My brother. Great comment, Marvin. Great comment, my man. Wow. Marvin said if we can bomb another country because of them mistreating their citizens, Why can't another country bomb the United States for doing the same thing? I've been reporting on the Flint situation for 3 years almost now. I haven't heard anybody. That was done by the state. Didn't no citizens, people in power in government, change that water supply, poisoned the people of Flint. And there's people being poisoned all across this country in various cities and states in the same manner. In fact, Flint is doesn't even have the most contaminated water that we've found in the United States. So that would be what? The water is a public good run by the state, right? So if the water's contaminated, who's contaminating it? It's run by the state. The state chooses the water source. A great point, Marvin. Message from Alexis Anderson on Facebook says, so far 300 Syrians have been killed. Alexis Anderson. Thank you, Alexis. I'm unable to get to that information while I'm on the air, but thank you so much. We're going to keep moving. We got a 704 number. 704, what's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, this is Larry calling from Carolina, North Carolina, Charlotte to be more specific.
All right, Larry, what's your comment, my brother?
Oh, how can I say this? The best way to explain this whole Syria situation is the same way we explain every conflict, every intervention, every other way you can basically not say war. Because that's what it is. I mean, when was the last time as a country you were actually attacked by the military? But yet we have so much reasoning to go out here and start war. I have a saying. Whenever there's a prophet in death, you're guaranteed the world will burn. Because at the end of the day, you gotta have an enemy. Obama got a Nobel Peace Prize, but ran out of bombs. How does that make sense? How does any of this make sense? I mean, you're seeing a situation right now where we can literally go out to any country, basically, that we feel, and kill countless people and say we're doing it in the hands of democracy. Meanwhile, we can't even feed our own people in our own country. Like you said, we can't even give people clean water here. But yet we need to go out and spread democracy. My worry is this. People like Putin, the leaders of China, North Korea, they know that at the end of the day, if they attack America, it's going to have to be a kill strike. Because America is one of those countries that if you hit us, we're going to come and nuke and bomb and turn your entire country into a parking lot. So I feel that at the end of the day, when it's our turn, because let's not kid ourselves, our turn is coming. Because we've basically pissed off about more countries than you could possibly think of. When it comes, it's not going to be, a soft, 9/11 type thing. We're going to lose a lot of people. And all you're going to see is CNN and MSNBC and Fox News and The Daily Show and Stephen Colbert crying out, why did they do this to us? They're terrorists. No, they're the terrorists. Because at the end of the day, we're the one going over there in their own backyard starting wars that we shouldn't be doing. So I just had to get that off my mind. Thanks, Tim. You have a good night.
You too, brother. Thank you for the phone call. Man. Wow. Speaking truth to power. He said Obama dropped bombs till we ran out of bombs. He still got the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. I have a bit about that in one of my acts. Thing about Obama was he didn't get that Nobel Peace Prize to himself. So that means there is a system in place that is as corrupt. horrific thing, right? Guess he was bombing with peace on his mind. He bombed them out of love. Right? He was bombing countries out of love. All right. Let's go to the next call. I got my friend Mystical Carter's on the phone line. Hey, Mystical Carter, what's on your mind tonight?
What up, Tim?
Hey.
Oh shit. Oh damn. I didn't mean to cuss. I didn't mean to cuss for real. I dropped my damn tape. Okay. Yo, Tim. Yo, first of all, shout out to the Wolfpack. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, brother.
Okay, shout out to the Wolfpack. Yo, man, Dave from Stone Mountain, Marvin, shout out to Marvin's sister. Stella's dad. Shout out to all of y'all, Uli. I'm forgetting a whole lot of people, but the Wolfpack has been growing throughout the years, man. Shout out to all of y'all that support my brother, man. Listen, man, we have a monkey butt. I'm gonna try to keep this as clean as I can. I know I'm not gonna be able to hold it very long, but we got a monkey butt that's holding the presidential office, and he is trying his best to make his sponsors and his shareholders more money before he has to resign. That's the game. That's the game that we're seeing play out. I mean, why in the hell are we in freaking Syria messing with those people? We ain't got no business over there messing with them people. I mean, the way it was always taught to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, anytime we go to war with somebody, at least the people know what it's about. They know what the deal is, what the objective is, and why your children are getting shipped off to war. We don't have that no more. Now, the young ladies and young gentlemen that's already in there, they're just getting shipped off, and they don't know where the fuck they're going. And now, and I say ladies and gentlemen because they did pass the bill that young ladies can be drafted too. So y'all can't just sit back and be little housewives and I'm gonna give myself a nice little military man to ship them off the war while I get to sit on my ass and be fat and happy and raise a baby. No. Nope. Now everybody's fighting. And over what? What are we actually fighting over? Does anybody know? Are you so pro-military that you don't even realize or want to know why your baby's being shipped overseas? Come on, talk to me. Talk to me. You don't even fucking know. They don't know either. But we got to sit back. We got to pay our tax dollars to get all these people shipped off to another senseless war over some BS. Fighting all over the world for what? Are we over there really trying to spread, our sense of quote unquote peace and democracy? Or are we over there trying to steal their natural resources, and we got the nerve to tell them they ain't got the right to defend themselves? Are you fucking serious? You're that fucking American, you're that fucking arrogant that you're gonna tell those poor ass people over there they ain't got the right to defend their own goddamn country. That's all they got. And your monkey ass over there trying to steal what little bit they got. In the name of what? Your fucking flag? Your fucking religion?
I thought you said you were going to keep this clean.
Okay, go ahead, Nabi. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nabi.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Wolfpack.
Hey, Nabi.
I understand Carter's bitterness over all of this, because all I can do is look at everything that's happening and shake my head. I'm not even going to try to wrap my mind around any of it. This is what we get with Trump. And I think more and more people, in the past when we had leaders that were like him, it wasn't as transparent. We weren't able to see it as clearly as with him because he doesn't try to hide it behind anything. It is what it is, and if you don't like it, too bad. That's the way he feels about it. I just hope that from now on, America realizes a country is a country. It is not a business. It cannot be run like a business. You run a country like a business, you run it into the ground. That's all I got to say.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you, Tim, for letting me speak. Thank you, Nabi, for pulling me back because this monkey butt is, I'm telling you,
it's rough.
3
it's
hours
rough.
down the road.
Yeah, bro.
3 hours down the road, you're going to get 2 knees in the elbow, Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. 2 knees in the elbow, motherfucker. Because you're messing up the future for everybody.
It's horrific is what it is, guys. It's horrific. Give it up for Nabi and for Mr. Carter. Keeping it real. I appreciate you as always, guys. Tough, man. It's one of those situations where you just, what can you say? I mean, I think Nabi and Mr. Kukana embody the two sides of how most people feel who are aware of what's going on. It's either almost a point of total frustration where it's like, what can you say? And it's just horrific that this is what we do as a country. This is what our country represents in the world. And then there's anger. The other side of it is anger, like total, repulsion to this garbage, to these actions. According to one of my Facebook people, Alexis says that there's already 300 people dead in Syria. Already. Friday the 13th. This is a well-planned strike, is what it is. All right? I was looking at a New York, I guess this is what, New York Times? The United States and European allies launched strikes on Friday against Syrian targets as President Trump sought to punish Assad for a suspected chemical attack. Yeah. And they just basically regurgitate the earlier statements of Donald Trump. Yeah. 360, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hi, my name is Rebecca. It's my first time calling.
Hello, Rebecca.
How are you, Tim?
Welcome to the show, sister.
I am filled with sorrow tonight. For the first time in my life, I am truly ashamed to be an American. I cannot believe that we feel we have a right to start a war in another country by shelling them simply because he has their duly elected president, Assad, whom the people support and elected and continued to elect, that we have a false flag, Syrian supposed appeared like that attack was fully a false flag, and we somehow go in and have the right to bomb a country full of innocent people that we've disrupted completely. I am very thankful that Syria has not come over here and bombed us because we're not taking care of the people in Flint, Michigan. They haven't come over here because we're poisoning our own people. What are we doing over there? We need to take care of our country. Anyway, that's my statement.
Wow. It's a powerful statement. It's a lot of people are feeling the same way you're feeling, Rebecca. We had a caller earlier make the same claim about Flint and how there are a number of citizens in Flint who have been poisoned by the U.S., by the government. Though it's local, state government, it's still government, still state run. So could I don't know, could any other, some foreign country be justified in launching warheads on our country based on that? Yes, they would if you use the same logic, but we all know that the United States and in this case, Britain and the UK, Britain and France, they don't see themselves as the same as any other country. They can unilaterally make these determinations and do as they please. That's why we are where we are. And it is horrific and it is disheartening. It's disgusting. I mean, it knocks all the wind out of you that we could just do this. This is what we do. This is what we are known for. This is how we operate in the world. And there, according to reports, at least 300 people already dead in Syria. So what about that? That somehow, even if you believe there was a chemical attack within the borders of Syria, you just killed 300 people. What about that? How is killing more people remedying this situation? I want to get some more information on the number of people that have been bombed, the people that have been hurt in Syria with today's strike or tonight's strike. All right, I got another call, 864. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hi, this is Eli calling from South Carolina.
Eli. Welcome, Eli.
Hey, I'm not feeling very happy at the moment, so hope I can get out what I'm trying to say, things I'm trying to say in a good way, properly. I didn't really realize, I guess because I don't watch TV. Other than putting DVDs in or something. And so, unless that's come out, unless I'm checking it on Twitter and from people I follow or something like that, I don't hear of things, as they're breaking on TV or whatnot. So while this talk was going on with this, with the show tonight, that's in the middle of it, just like a few minutes ago, I caught that they're lighting up Syria like a Christmas tree from the videos and pictures I was seeing on Twitter while I was listening and reading some comments and stuff some people saying, and some of it's very disheartening, to say the least, to read. Some of it was really well written, but I don't want to get into all that. Thing is, I was already not feeling very good, my mood was kind of down today, and that just really sunk it even more seeing that. I know there's a lot of people out here in the world that don't care, but I do, and I tend to not care, and I tend to care too much at times. So seeing that really caught me off guard. I was thinking I was going to watch tonight's show. They're going to have a couple of callers call in that usually call in that kind of beat and, kind of make you smile, make you laugh kind of thing, and that ain't happened. And I'm like, okay. And that got me thinking about the Tom Petty song called Walls. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but, you really get the lyrics on it, you would understand what I'm meaning on that. Just one lyric alone says, some days are diamonds and some days are rocks, and then the rest of the lyrics follow along like that kind of thing, but in a poetic way. And I was hoping this was going to be today, today's been a rock, but I was like, okay, this show will be a diamond, and then I see that serious crap and nothing else as much has happened. So with that all being said, I want to mention that while for people who might not care too much about this, might be like, oh, I don't care, that's Syria, I'm worried about problems here at home. I want those people to stop and think and realize, how much do each one of these bombs or missiles, whatever they're firing, that they're lighting them up with, not to mention the fuel for the jets or whatever, all these things. How much does that all got to cost? Does that cost to make? Because each one that explodes is one that you got to pay to replace. And think about teachers and schools and bridges and whatever else, whatever it is you might care about, as whoever listening, that's underfunded or needs funding, they're fighting for funding and can't get the funding for, but yet these other things being blown up are going to have to be, or they're going to say it's going to have to be anyway. That's the way it goes. You blow it up, it's got to be replaced, and they're super expensive. So there's that aspect of it. Then there's the aspect of it, who usually joins the military, aside from, the gung-ho types, which I imagine they're in the minority. From what I know, from just looking around and from people in the military from my family in the past, it just seems to me that it's usually the people that have the hardest in life, turn to the military. And those are the ones, taking their risks. Well, they might not be taking much risk, just blowing out bombs from a distance and stuff. But what if Russia, say like Russia, for instance, there's other things you could bring up, but that's the most common known one. Just what if they keep their promises and they are going to retaliate? Like some of these, we're lighting them up, and we do light up some stuff over theirs. And what if Russia really doesn't care, but they have to keep faith for their own people, and so they have to retaliate back, and that does escalate into something that does take away, troops' lives. People do care about our troops, and if they don't, well, a lot of them you got to realize, at least it must be people that come from neighborhoods and places that where they were forced into it in situations that that we do care about. So that's very important for all of this as well. Not to mention the sick, the elderly, the kids, the mothers, and as you say, men would like to live too. What about all them that live in Syria? And I bet when I was saying all that, people were listening were thinking like, all these men and women he's talking about, they didn't realize that I was going to end it with in Syria. What does in Syria doesn't make that make a difference to whether or not that them caring about them living or not? So anyway, you got to think of the terror they must be in, frightening and all. So I don't know. I mean, I know there's been a lot of bad stuff in Syria, but I haven't seen them hit Damascus like this. Maybe they have, but I haven't seen and heard about it, and it's all very depressing. And this is all I really wanted to say. I don't want to ramble on too much. It's just really depressing me, and I just wanted to get this off my chest.
Well, brother, I thank you for calling up and sharing. Really. I appreciate your phone call, my friend. I do. I got an unavailable number here, but I want to go back to you. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment? Hello, you're live.
Tim, this is Ermelinda. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, Tim, first of all, please extend your show tonight. Keep the lines open if you can. The emotions are running high. I'm just, I don't know what to do. I'm just walking around thinking you're just giving an outlet for us who are going through high anxieties right now. I posted on your live feed a link that I've discovered on Twitter where someone in the UK was basically debunking the motive, and he was blatantly cut off on live TV. And we need to make sure we spread that because it's just very obvious. There really is no real motive. There's no evidence. Why would he gas his own people? That was really the basis of this person saying that when they were already winning. And at that very point, the journalist, in a very awkward way, had to cut him off. It's just so in front of us. It's so blatant. When are we going to all rise up and we need to just get out on the streets. We need to march out there. I know that UK and France is going to do that, but we really need to just get out there and expose this. And I am worried about my two kids. One is 20, one is going to be 18. If they do a draft, I swear I'm going to just ship him somewhere else and hide him somewhere. I'm worried about him. And I don't know what else to say, but thank you for keeping the lines open. And if you can just extend it tonight and allow other people to just, channel their emotions at this point. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in, Melinda. We'll keep the phone lines as long as we can. 910, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hello?
Hey, you're live, 910. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good, Tim Black. I haven't talked to you for a while. How's it going?
Good.
Well, I just got out of the Army and went back to Montana. And I just want to say something that I think everyone's emotions are a little raw right now. But but always look at things in a more practical sense, more of a follow the money type thing. Trump, he was backed into a corner by the entire left-leaning media, all that jazz, that if he didn't do anything, he would be a Trump lackey. All right, that's one thing. And the other thing is, the strike, it's going to be probably 3 days. If it's anything more than 3 days, anyone listening, if you ever see me, I'll buy you a drink. All right? And then the third thing is, this is between the militaries of the United States and Russia, because they want to see how well they can actually shoot our missiles down. So that's what they get a benefit out of it. So the Pentagon and the Kremlin, they're looking and they're watching tonight and probably tomorrow night just how well and how effective the Russian systems are at knocking down our missiles.
Wow.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So, yeah, that's the only thing I had to look at was Trump. He's backed in the corner. If he doesn't do anything, he's Putin's lackey. It's probably going to last 2 or 3 nights, and both of our militaries are just eager to watch to see how the new Russian systems are knocking down our stuff.
Wow. Look, brother, I appreciate the phone call. It's interesting perspective, I'd say. Caller says he believes that this is a practice run, so to speak, an opportunity, like a scrimmage game between the Russians and the U.S. to be able to see, okay, so let's go ahead and take this as an opportunity to see how our armaments hold up to the U.S. armaments. That's an interesting way to look at it. I mean, whether that's the intention or what you get out of it. I mean, I remember hearing Rahm Emanuel say, never let a disaster fail to use a natural disaster or fail to use a catastrophe to your advantage. So definitely there's an advantage to be gained in this moment. I like the way you think, my brother. It's sad that it has to do with this, but yeah, I appreciate the phone call. Give it up for that call. Something I hadn't considered. Right? I mean, typically it would take Russia having to find that out with missiles coming towards Russia, right? You know, you wouldn't find that out until you're in a situation like that. But if you could use it, use another country to find it out, kind of interesting. Use other citizens. All right. Wow. I got some callers on here, man. These folks are very, very much in tune. 360. 360, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hello, Mr. Black. This is Jimmy T.
All right, sir. How you doing?
Doing very well. Also would like to have you perhaps take into consideration China. Understand that the oil that the Syrians are allowing to be shipped from Iran to the Mediterranean Sea and to the Black Sea on behalf of the Russians is to also fuel China and their pursuits, and that they may actually see an aggression on the Asian continent, especially a first strike, as being a reason for retaliation of their own benefit. They've been buying the oil with gold. Everything is about the petrodollar. Now that the American currency is basically devalued, we'll have to show up with gold. Fort Knox, unfortunately, is empty. Consider that.
Wow. All right. We got a lot of different schools of thought on this issue tonight, guys. Very interesting stuff. I was looking at, I'm up here looking at some of the reports. Mad Dog Mattis? He's reported, entity was it WBAI? I think that's the name of it. They have Mad Dog Mattis saying that the U.S. has no reports of suffering any losses during the initial airstrikes on Syria. Mattis says right now this is a one-time shot, but is not ruling out further attacks. All right, so, yeah, okay. Not ruling out further attacks.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Defense Secretary Jim Mattis says military strikes in Syria are directed at the Syrian regime. They have gone to great lengths to avoid civilians and foreign casualties. Mattis spoke Friday night after President Trump announced that the U.S., France, and Britain launched military strikes on Syria to punish President Assad for his alleged use of chemical weapons against civilians and deter him from doing it again. Mattis is asking that responsible nations join in condemning the Assad regime. Folks. Right. I don't know what else to say about it, guys. This is what we have. This is where we are. Maybe we need more independent journalists to step forward and do some fact finding. I did see a tweet from someone on the ground in Syria who said that they definitely can say, unequivocally, that Syria did not launch this chemical attack. They said that they're in Syria. I don't know how we confirm that, but that it was all BS is what they were saying. I'm on Twitter right now, guys, and I'm just trying to see what the conversations are. It's something. There's a lot of people calling out corporate media right now. I see a lot of corporate media being called out for these for their support of the attacks. I don't know, guys. Damascus Live. So maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll pull this up. Maybe I can get you. Let me give you access to what I'm seeing here on Twitter. Let's do that instead, okay? Let's do that. Get rid of this. I'm on Twitter, and let's try this. Okay. We're on Twitter. There we go. We got some people in Damascus. We're searching the Damascus hashtag right now. At 4 fucking a.m. It's 4 effing a.m. in Damascus, and its citizens are waking up to the sounds of rockets and explosions. This is a modern day imperialism, invasion. My country's being invaded for F's sake. That tweet is from the Angry Syrian. Has 1.5 thousand retweets. What I was hoping is we'd find some pictures or some video so that we could see. Here we go. Here goes some video here, guys, of Syria. This is from RT. Breaking first images of U.S.-led airstrikes on Damascus. All right, guys. Okay. I don't know where this is. I see no link to validate this. It says, breaking, Trump has struck a civilian area in Damascus. Hashtag Damascus, hashtag Syria. It remains important to learn what we've attacked and where, how widespread. In addition to military targets, I hope we targeted Assad's palace in Damascus. Leave him alive, but destroy his prestige. Leave him without a home, as Assad has left millions of Syrians without theirs. This is Ari Fleischer. Okay, so we know Ari Fleischer, ex-White House press secretary, run a communications company. Yeah, okay. Wow. You know it's bad when you agree with Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh, notorious nutbag, conservative, douchebag, if ever there was one. But here, I agree with him. He says, during the campaign, real Donald Trump said he wouldn't get America involved in any conflicts in the Middle East. Mr. President, this is not our fight. This is not our problem. It was a horrible decision to launch airstrikes in Damascus. Okay? That was an hour ago. This is not a lot of love for a tweet for someone like Joe Walsh, who gets a lot of retweets from conservatives who typically support him. Listen, we have here Saad Abdullahi. I came to the U.S. in 1983. Since my arrival, the U.S. has directly bombed Beirut, Damascus, Baghdad, Libya, Mogadishu, Sudan, Afghanistan, and Yemen. Among other countries, it bombed around the world, including downing a civilian Iranian plane. This is why they hate you. This is why they hate you. Okay, I thought it was, wasn't it, was it George W. Bush that said they hate us for our freedom? No, they hate us for our bombs. Breaking, civilian casualties are being reported in Damascus as at least 2 residential areas have been struck by U.S.-led forces, missiles. At least 4 dead in one of the strikes. So I don't know about the number that was earlier, 300 Syrians killed so far. Maybe that's an accumulative total from all airstrikes. I don't know. I don't know where that number came from. I can't verify that. Alexis, if you can give me the verification on that number of casualties that you say. But yeah, folks, this is what we have. This is the latest. Twitter is pretty good for being the first to report on issues. This is breaking news in Syria.
Because, as much as the U.S. would like, or at least some factions in the U.S. would like to escalate this conflict, the U.S. has troops in the Northeast. And so there's always this risk that if the regime or the Russians interpret this as far larger than it's supposed to be, or it is far larger than it's supposed to be, is that you could risk blowback against American troops on the ground or even retaliation against American planes flying over Syria.
Aaron, is this going to make any difference? The stated goal from President Trump and President Macron and Prime Minister May was to deter Bashar al-Assad's use of chemical weapons. Is that possible through this kind of strike?
I mean, history tells us that these types of strikes rarely dissuade sort of leaders from giving up weapons of mass destruction programs. I think what makes Syria unique is that in August 2013, following the first major chemical weapons attack, the Obama administration was able to get them to sign up to the Chemical Weapons Convention. It's obviously clear that they aren't abiding by their commitments, so we're in sort of new territory here. I don't think it will fundamentally alter their interest in chemical weapons. Nothing has to date. Certainly won't alter the trajectory of the war, but it could perhaps make them think twice about using chemical weapons again. And there is some value to that because, as research shows, the use of chemical weapons results in far higher rates of PTSD than even conventional weapons for civilians on the ground, and are far more useful for killing large amounts of people with than conventional weapons.
Okay,
Aaron, what's your sense of the react?
Okay, we're out of there. That's just another seems to me to be
as you suggest, with the use of chemical weapons.
Another blowhard.
The people
for
of
the
Syria have endured far more than targeted airstrikes on chemical weapons storage facilities.
My people on Blog Talk Radio, the phone lines are not going to be. Phone lines are about to end, but I want to thank you for being on the show, coming to the show tonight. Find this podcast on iTunes, Blog Talk Radio, Stitcher Radio. Just look for Tim Black Podcast, and it should come right up for you. Thank you, and consider becoming a member of the Wolfpack. Tough night, guys. Tough night. Yeah, that broadcast from ABC that we were listening to on Twitter, they don't question the sensibility of Assad. I think it's highly prejudicial, right? Prejudicial. Highly, I don't know. I want to call it racist or
10 seconds.
Nationalist. There's something weird about people who believe that a president who's an elected president, who's winning against rebels in his country, decides to use chemicals, though he's winning on his own people. That makes, knowing that we just launched bombs on him 3 months ago. We'll do it again. Like basically what we're saying is, we don't think that these people in this part of the world are smart enough to come up with a better strategy than to chemically attack citizens of their own country, though they're winning a war, and though we struck them last time when they allegedly did it. I mean, come on, guys. Like I got my friends out there, Garland Nixon, Lee Stranahan. I've been on this show, Fault Lines, and we've had conversations, and I know they cover this extensively on their show. But come on, guys, like, even if you disagree with someone's political stances on issues, come on, we got to have some rationality, some logic. Logic would dictate that you got to be pretty stupid to do that. So they are insulting the intelligence, not only of all of us, because they think we're stupid as hell anyway. We'll put a Joy Reid out there, Chris Hayes out there to tell us some garbage, and we just drink it up. Ooh, give me more narrative that makes no sense. But they actually, it's a bridge too far to say Assad is not only crazy, but he's a complete idiot. Complete idiot. I mean, come on. Like, I've heard jokes of bad crooks, but what crook gets caught for doing the same? He's an elected president, guys. We have smartphones. We have the internet. You can't launch a chemical attack on your own country twice. Do nothing to try to hide it. And invite people to come in and say, look, come look, I did not do this. Come look. And then we bomb them before anybody comes to look. But I'm not a patriot for saying this. I lack patriotism. I don't love my country. That's why I'm saying this. No, I am saying it because I do love my country. And I'm not an idiot. And I got a feeling a lot of you are not idiots. And I got a feeling a lot of you love your country and want your country to be a better country and not try to lie to you like this. Donald Trump ran on this very issue. He ran on this issue, not doing exactly what he's doing. So either we're going to say Trump is a lying scumbag, or maybe something else is at foot here. Maybe something else is going on. I tend to believe something else is going on, folks. I got to believe something else is going on. We just can't keep calling people stupid. We can't just keep saying people are dumb. We can't just keep saying that. It minimizes the level of treachery. It minimizes the sophistication of the systemic BS that we are up against to just say, oh, this person's stupid. I don't think Trump is stupid. I think Trump has no choice. All right? This is what I believe, guys. This is what I believe. This is what I believe. You know, I got the don't let nobody take your cornbread shirt. Situations like this, you feel so powerless It's like you can't stop them from taking your cornbread. The only thing we can do in this situation, to all my great callers who called up, who voiced their opinion, all we can do, we can't stop them from taking the cornbread, but we can just be smart enough to realize when your cornbread has been taken. That's more than some people. That's more than a lot of people. When you realize, like, hold up, you know what? They stealing cornbread. So when they steal the cornbread, you're not sitting around. When they point at other stuff, little glittery stuff. Oh, look over there. Look at Stormy Daniels. Look at Stormy. Oh, look at Stormy. No, you're not that stupid. You see, what's going on. We used to do that, like my dad would try to get my attention over here. Hey, look at this. And then take a French fry. It was funny. I was like 5. Oh, that's he took my French fry. Hey, you took my French fry. Well, we're not 5 years, are we? 5 years old, are we? We grown adults, right? We're grown-ups. We know when we're being fooled. When somebody's trying to take our fries or our cornbread, or when someone's going for a money grab. I just want us to be eyes wide open. Right? Eyes wide open. Not eyes wide shut, eyes wide open. I want to thank everybody that called in tonight. This is it is what it is. Ermelinda, my phone lines are gone. It won't take any more phone calls. We just got one more month to get back on our regular channel, and then we'll have more of our people back. It's not me cutting the shows early. It's people not knowing what a show is anymore. Just imagine if I had a show on Fox or whatever channel, and then it was just gone. And there was no way to tell people because when they came back to see it, it was just gone. And not everybody follows me on Twitter and follows me on Facebook. Some people don't use those social media platforms. I have to use them because a lot of people do use them, But so a lot of people think, I don't know what happened to Tim. Tim just quit, So some people left me on Patreon. They're like, what happened to Tim? They don't check their email. Not everybody checks the email. I send out messages, try to alert people what's going on with the show. They don't check the email, and I get it. They probably get a lot of email. Who knows? My email might go into the spam folder. I have no idea, right? So once we're able to get back on YouTube, I'll be able to tell everybody, hey, I need everybody to sign up for email. I need everybody to sign up. I need text numbers. We need something. I need a way to stay in touch with my Wolfpack. I spent years building a community, and now I see we're vulnerable till if something happens, I get kicked off a platform, all my people go away. That's bad planning on my part. So that's my fault. But Ermelinda, they're out there. They just don't know that I'm out here. They don't know. So for all the people that do know, thank you so much. Share the word, spread the word, share the broadcast. Let people know we're in the house. America continues to get away with this. All I can say to the world is that what our government does not have the will of the people, the majority of the people behind it. The people that are behind it have been fooled. They buy the story of the chemical attack. There are good people in the U.S. They just don't know. Of those that are aware, who want more information, want a thorough investigation, they are outraged at this. We do not co-sign the bombing of civilians. We do not co-sign military advancement on a sovereign nation. We do not co-sign military action against the Syrian people or any other people. Those of us who will speak against this are censored. Those of us who speak loudly against this face repercussions. Voices are dampened, but we exist. It's not that we are a bunch of hippy-dippy, crazy liberals. Though some of us may be, and that's okay too. But it's that we value life. We do not like being lied to. And we respect other countries to live their lives and be governed by their officials in peace. And we are ashamed tonight. I'm Tim Black. Email me at tim@timblacktv.com. Good night.